The government has indicated its intention to bring bills to Parliament to allow it to acquire the 49% of the shares in PetroJam now held by PDVSA of Venezuela. Is this good economics, or is it because the U.S. is bullying Jamaica? What do you think, Peter?
Well, the suddenness of the action is going to make persons question whether there's a political motive. Certainly, there is no commercial motive to pressure the government to act immediately. They have set up a strategic review committee chaired by Chris Zaka. One of the things it's supposed to look at is, does it even make sense to upgrade the refinery, given that they're losing their biggest customer, JPSCO, who is converting most of their generation facilities to natural gas. Expropriation must always be a last resort. We have property rights protected in our Constitution. If you're going to violate that, it must be demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society, and it must be after exhausting all amicable pathways for an agreement. Now, this has not been done. They've used the idea of the urgent need to upgrade the refinery as why they have to act now. That is just not plausible. In any event, an upgrade of the refinery would take years between the decision and between its operation. It definitely can't meet January 2020. So it leaves us to either conclude that there is a hidden political motive in terms of the urgency, or they're just incompetent.
Where should the opposition direct its ire? Is it at the fact that some of the gains made, the friendship established over many, many decades, are being eroded and undermined by either naivety or a kind of political swing to the right to become the U.S. kind of lackey in the region? Is that where we should put our emphasis, or should we point to what is likely to happen by Venezuela if we take this route in expropriating their shares?
We can't ignore the fact that Venezuela has perhaps been the most generous country to Jamaica, and in fact many other countries in the Caribbean over decades. But setting that aside, what signal are we sending to investors present and future? That a Jamaican government will just up and without exhausting the provisions, say for arbitration, which is in the joint venture agreement, without exhausting whatever mediating facilities are available to try and bring the two parties together, to just go to Parliament, bring a bill and seize the assets. That is going to expose Jamaica to not only reputational damage, but to the real likelihood of being sued in some international court of arbitration. And we know that those awards can run into hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars.
It's no secret that Maduro is going to be shortly installed as for his second term as president. And it's no secret that the government of the day has followed the U.S. around, whether in Israel, in its abstention in Jerusalem, or Israel's helping us with our cybersecurity. Isn't this a major concern for us, that Jamaica is losing its sovereignty, its independence, and sucking up to the U.S.?
Certainly, we seem to have abandoned the small country principled position that we've taken in the international arenas over decades, going back to Norman Washington Manley when he took a principled stand against apartheid before we even were independent.
Right.
And what we see now is a politics of dominance and submission. And we have decided that we are in this group of submissives, and we will follow the powerful, whether they be from the east or from the west. And we don't seem focused on taking a principled, independent position.